Okay, this is part two of my vlog that I'm today, and I'd like to pose a challenge to people. If they really want to see, how it is to get around, it may be difficult, but I'd like to see people like try this for at least, let's say, a week. Make pretend that you don't know how to drive, you don't have a car, you you have to rely on public transportation or on others to drive you, or walking, but or cabs or whatever, and try it out for a week. See how, I want to see what people actually would think, or how their experiences would be. I've been dealing this with all my life. I say to people that I'm 26, but in reality, I was left at 16, or part of me was left at 16, and everyone else started driving. You were able to have freedom and independence in a sense. I got that when I was in post, and it was really better off because I was able to roam the campus free. I loved doing it, and I actually had like a community feeling to it because there was people there that dormed and stayed in and take me indoors, and went in and moved my stuff around in my dorm. But that was dorm life. That was I look back on that and I miss the 2 a.m. knockings on my door. Like, you know, that was great. But that was my core back then. I was two other guys, two other girls, and like it was I was I was in that core. But as time went on, that core sort of like you I don't want to say abandoned, but in a sense you kind of do. And you both do, in a sense. That's why, like, when people say quality time over quantity of time, it's different. Quality is great. Quality is time is one of the great times that you'll have. But you'll treasure that forever. But like not quantity. It's just like that feeling of like out of sight, out of mind. And I may be going off on this, but really, that's sometimes how I feel, out of sight, out of mind. And that's why I bug some people more than others, because it's I don't know, it's harder to get to see them, or and I try to make that effort. I don't want to, and in a weird sense, I don't want to abandon them. It's not so much they're abandoning me; it's I don't want to abandon them. And isn't that like kind of weird? But that's how I feel sometimes. you know, I want to make the effort to actually, so I would love to just surprise someone. Just be like, show up and be like, hi. But you can't. And that's just the way that it is. And, that's the way that sometimes it, it happens. People move on and people go like, perfect example. I'm going to show this because I think it's so true to the situation. This is a color wheel, but I have to not laugh when I do this. But think of it as people and intertwining in their lives. Now, everyone meets in the center, right? You have your lives, you all meet in the center, but everyone goes off into different locations, and they might not come back to the center. They might stay off out here, and it's fine. It is fine, but sometimes you may never get back to that center, and eventually years go by and you don't realize it. But certain people do, and I guess in a sense I am a little depressed about that. And I understand, but there's only so much you can say you understand before you actually go, well, come on now. But I don't know. It just that's the way I feel sometimes. And it's not against people, it's just my weird sense of feeling. You know, it really is. And that's why I try and help, like going out to karaoke and like, trying to get people to actually respond. Now, I know people have busy lives. That's why I want to, that's why someone should invent something that says, like, when you send out a text, you may say, like, it may say, oh, it succeeded on your end. But, someone might not get that text and you'll be sitting there for what seems to be hours. They should have something like if you don't respond within such and such a time frame, it automatically sends out a text that just says, your party has received received your notification or your text message. They will get back to you later. Almost like an answering machine. Almost like a voicemail message thing. Like, when you call up and no one answers. You're still getting through, but you're still getting a message saying, well, we'll get back to you later. Leave a message and, go on. But they should have that for text messaging. Because then you'll stare at your phone like an idiot and go, well, they didn't respond yet. And it's just, but I think everyone feels that way, but it's just life gets in the way sometimes. And I don't know. Like, in my life, I do have a lot going. It's a lot of people that, I worry about, and it's just my nature. It's, but ending this second installment, I do issue that challenge out to people. Take a week and forget you know how to drive. Forget you know how to drive. Well, not in the sense that don't forget it, but I mean don't use it. Try and get around with just relying on others or asking other people for rides, and then come back and comment on this. I'd love to see what people actually, would think of this challenge. And I do open this up to all my friends. It's like without adventures in life, your life just becomes like you're doing the same thing, and you tend to like complain more. But take the challenge. See what you come up with. I'd love to hear your comments, because it's, to me, it like I'd rather see what people think of like certain things, and you can even take it a step further. So the people that know me, and just start using one arm. But I'm gonna end it now. So all of you people, take the challenge. Challenge number one: just forget that you drive. Forget that you have the ability to drive. Not just that you don't have a car. Forget the ability that you have the ability to drive. And then revert back to yourself when you're 16. And go ahead and ask people for rely on others. Because I'm telling you, it's not as simple as you think. That, it's not. There's a lot of a lot of different circumstances that get in the way. But if you can, just try it. And challenge number two, for people that know me, I have a disability where I can't use my right arm, or sometimes my right leg is affected. Actually, my face is affected when my arm goes. But for all of you out there, try just using one arm for a week or something, and comment, leave messages. I want to see what people actually think of this, because I want to see I think this is the only way that I'll be able to convey my message to all my people, to all my friends, all my poor people, all my second family. But I want like people to understand that, and see how how much more scheduling you have to do in your life, how much more if someone can't pick you up, who's going to drive you home? If you go to a place, how are you going to get home? I once never there was a period of time where I didn't go karaoke because I didn't hear from anyone, and I didn't know how I was going to get home. Now I don't, care. And I can't think that way anymore because then I wouldn't go out, and then there's the fact, well, I have work in the morning. Oh, am I gonna stay in and not, and feel like more lonely, or am I gonna go out and and feel a little tired tomorrow? It's only Friday, and then the weekend. But see what you think. I'd love to hear your. I would love to hear your your comments on this. But I do open up those challenges, and I hope I'm probably gonna put this on Facebook to all my Facebook friends and whatnot. I'd love to see how it works, how your challenge, like what you come back with, because I'd like to see. All right, I'm done. All right, I hope all of you have a nice day and a happy weekend. Stay safe out there, and just stay safe and happy weekend. Bye.